culture bursting in place, growing silent fury of element, glowing eternity, ripples reaching for capture, found oxygen, medium oxygen folding, hues of perfect white, silk and flowing, magenta, yellow overlaps, a cobalt silhouette, pets, dancing edges, orange by fusing warm glimmers, casing of winds, spinning shadows between the fragile, brilliant of its shed and passionate tear, doused, roaring, tender toward immortal brings, replenished to brinks, disappeared, prisoner to its purity and nothing more, prisoner to its pure.
I'm tired of being hard-headed, beaten, sweated, bedded with my past self, regretted how it used to chill, climbing down the molehill, I've made up my innate inner child, still laughing when the future ain't as bright at the bottom. Evidence is not a problem, I fed up yours in the days of Shakespeare, my poems pour problems, here's what I become, the sun will always provide some inspiration, until my figure in a museum, I remain in the muses of madman's innovation, remove my finger from your chest, these words are not made to seal your lyrics of ignorance, if the slump is ever left, I'm emphatic, inadequate in this, till I can once again become valid, wish I could grasp my torso, but it slipped through my hands like my hands, it all comes hand in hand with limited grip with whereby rope, angrily, bubbling, it's changing my whole outlook, hey ma, look at me, no form, there I am on the notebook, I'm not romantic, I have to man, it wasn't my last endeavor, the rest of you shut up, I lack the ability to pull myself back together. The sun will always be there to provide some inspiration, clarifying cobwebs and corners, give me that warm feeling.
Contained chaos replaced with natural gracefulness.
The sun will always be there to provide some inspiration, clarifying cobwebs and corners, give me that warm feeling.
The contained chaos replaced with natural gracefulness.
Being surrounded by wax, you'd swear I was a DJ. Living this nocturnal life, I never see the light of day. So I wander through my enwrapped body to try and find the pinnacle of my presence, my totally pure state of mind. At the topics heated, only in darkness I'm truly living for my immediate partner, for the life he was born forgiving. Standing tall and thin, you can't really make out my mask. The lifespan I was handed is disappearing depressingly fast. I've seen 40 nights, but can't recall any days. My peak is charting, curled, connecting with the wind, it sways. I interact with my cohorts to illuminate various faces. Mastered meeting my match on a regular basis. I wait while the second hand keeps moving and stopping. Surrounding cylinders are quickly dripping and sopping, creating puddles in which I envision my own reflection, growing closer to the ground level, section by section. Previously I stood erect, how I long for just the dawn of yesternights, witnessing people's rights and people's wrongs. Symphony playing in the background to elevate my mood, I compact, becoming well aware that my ending existence is a fact. Thoughts flashback of being closer to the ceiling, clarifying cobwebs and corners, give me that warm feeling. Feeling cheated for all the energy that I relinquished. Hear my dying cry as my soul is slowly extinguished.
You can count on me to hold you steady, letting you drip down on me whenever you're ready to shed a glimpse of light on whatever the situation is. The contained chaos replaced with natural gracefulness. I felt some come and go, you ain't different than the rest of us. Different colors, different scented ones. Nothing changes but the aura, and I only notice a slight rendering, yet it secures my existence. My usefulness depends on a mobile, inanimate, a feeble decoration for this inadequate planet I took no part in creating, so I make my reality consume my space to play an intricate role behind no shadows on your face. Foundation never needed to be the shine, illumination. I'm content with my place and time, affiliation with desire, hunger for solidarity, traces of your visit and departure scattered. My heart is matted with your remains, but nothing matters next to the factors that fashions how we're arranged. It's all deranged, how your smile's really a frown. Got me bound, cause once you burn out, down, I'll still be around. It's like that.
The sun will always be there to provide some inspiration, clarifying cobwebs and corners, give me that warm feeling.
Contained chaos replaced with natural gracefulness.
The sun will always be there to provide some inspiration, clarifying cobwebs and corners, give me that warm feeling.
The contained chaos replaced with natural gracefulness. darkness, unseen by those who haven't sinned. Slowly step in time with raindrops pelting the earth and soil. Quietness to calm the turmoil. Slipping into darkness, different than Mr. Lewis. I hear who's this walking across my lawn. My workday begins at breaking dawn with each revolution around that star. How will these souls know me when they don't even know who they are? I'm the one who eases blood pressure and eliminates stress. Yet doctors work against me. And even though they try their best, I'm rest assured that I'll inevitably triumph over their attempt. It's feeble, cause they don't understand that their attempts and what they've been granted. What they've planted will remain. It's a cycle, just like the rain that I step in time with today. It falls for the sole purpose of washing all your tears away. As I stroll silently amongst the shadows, I see that I'm between nothingness and eternity. I'm the last one you see before your journey, and the one who releases answers to your uncertainty. Some wish to seek shelter from the rain, thinking they would be avoided by me and my glances inside their brain. Look past ill thoughts and the occasional tumor to understand how you truly feel. How will I approach this case? Thought to self, look on face for any signs of anxiousness. Unhappy with lifestyle, i.e. armloads of thanklessness. And it is this that gives me my direction of what they seek. My open arms of protection are waiting for the innocent and meek to come towards me and say, let me hear your voice. At that point there's no looking back. This is when your soul comes undone and you and your creator once again become one. For I will talk of how they've led a fulfilling life. In fact, that's when they react with a deep exhale. Close their eyes then turn pale briefly, because I've taken their hand and taken them through their life in a 3-second span. Decisions. Should I stay or should I go? Coming with me right now would mean absolutely nothing in tow. But if they stay to clean up messes, I'll have to sit and tell them that today's dreams are tomorrow's successes. You still have time by your choice, make the most of it until I return for your departure, or until my voice becomes clear to start your journey into solitude.
Of us, it's a glacial loading myself in the walkway, scratching out walkway. Feels like problems with the parts inside your phone, hand and liar's block coming down with it feels good. Rip some texture out of me and in me small world, rip into me a few more cats and one last question. That's all I need. That's all I buy a fresh stamp and issue open and moon boot tiger survived earthling. Cracks in the earth, in the scalp, pants and shit, mountain dust, wasted ink, laughing colors, nothing colors within us. He said the blind man curtsy bow. He died on his birthday, moon against the sun, questions anyone's skeleton key period open.
Walking through the rain and the millennium, where lazy and convenient is the mother of invention. I muster the guts to mention to that man in that reflection. What are you looking at?
So it's been a minute and I've grown fond of this outfit. Gotta escape the lone, we keep on the deep end. We depend upon to continue to struggle to find the connecting dots, thoughts and spare time. I'm a reoccurring theme. How soon they forget? I ain't seen land since I developed the ability to rise. Now I own all the shadows and reflect off everything. So the bulletproof vest, cause they stuck dull and forgot how to propel, to move each other, to move bodies of water. Artists skate across the surface, but when I give it distorted and carry the buried, brought back to life as a sandcastle. Nothing lasts, beauty is what you make it until the waves and wind and people ruin what I've worked so very hard to preserve.
Walking through the rain and the millennium, where lazy and convenient is the mother of invention. I muster the guts to mention to that man in the reflection. reflection. What are you looking at? And when the sun looks at me, I feel alright. But ain't nothing but a moment before it turns away. The humidity tripped me off of my feet last night. And when I looked up, I saw that I had nothing to say. I think I'd like people more if they think more like me. So quietly, I wait for my inner revolution. When the eagle can soar forward toward the sea, I'll aim at the beast in the name of retribution. Now I'm looking down the barrel of a gun. Son of a gun, son of a Sam, son of the man who was a brother to Sam. Man, if they see my shadow, they should run, cause I won't halt till I'm done, spreading all my salt across the land.
Walking through the rain and the millennium, where lazy and convenient is the mother of invention. I mustered the guts to mention to that man in that reflection.
What are you looking at?
I'm walking through the rain and the millennium, where lazy and convenient is the mother of invention. I mustered the guts to mention to that man in that reflection.
What are you looking at?
As a child, I was afraid of the storm, but now I welcome the rain. Initial thought, turn it up a notch from the regular. Capture feelings I convey and hold them tight for 5 minutes. Within this voice is a being who seeks understanding, planning for a future of prosperity. I went from hating everything to enjoying most, and all it took was transferring to another coast. I'm a transplant, transforming opinions and transferring thoughts. I brought along a little friend called emotion. He's everything they're not, I mean, hey. I try my best to put a bug in the ears of the blind. Then again, I had to figure all this out on my own. I owe this much to myself. This is for the wealth I'll never see, but I'll never be alone. I recall never getting this feeling the entire year, and all it took was a stumble and pushing some squares, unaware of creation's held within. I'm crawling through it all to find a place to rest. Begin the process of scabbing over with no picking. Reopening wounds leads to infections. Therapy is practiced weekly. Past the papyrus and inkwell to compose the thoughts to convey to jack open closed engines. Complex, perplexing questions repeated. Give a canned response yet again. I'd rather roll around in the paper patch. Monumental memories from before my insides were forced to hatch and come into themselves. A mean case of motion sickness. I'm trying to disperse the sensation I received too many years ago with the slickness of money baselines. Why? When I'll have no responsibilities to someone else's cause. I wouldn't mind applause for welding words in a non-existent scheme. Why question anyone else's actions? Continue worrying about my own and doing as I see fit. Feelings speak louder than both actions and words combined. Trying to find a way to get that candle relit. And here I am where it ended last time. Starting point, ending first, just like the frame before. The graininess softens the entire scene, prompting urges to put on my coat and pass through that door. But I'm dying to stay. Stuck in these four walls, dying of heat and happiness, professing my feelings. This is closure for the masses. I love the smell of musty records and I'm sickened by spring break. Another reason I developed my own education. Imagine if everyone could be themselves. Today I walked against the herd and chuckled because I found it quite ironic. Oh, what a feeling to break the chains of writer's block. Upbeat requirement. There's an ounce of I can't stand you that I keep in reserves. Break the glass in case of an emergency. Urgent message. You've lost the pattern. I'm not deaf, I'm ignoring the naysayers for entertainment. Yo, this track is funky. Quiet down. I'm only allowed to do depressing songs that worry Jen, but I must admit, this feels really good. I can make you cry without laughter instead of just crying, so I'll continue cradling my pen. I've gone an entire album without excessive slang, so let's ruin that. That funky, fresh, deaf, cold, chillin' in effect is off the meat hook. Yo, this joint is fire. Now that I've dumbed it down, will you pass me your acceptance to put in my sack? Mine is the one that says Bad Mama Jamma. This collection of random thoughts was brought to you today by being sent home early and was also sponsored by newfound inspiration and eagerness. I hope you enjoyed the show. Here I am where it ended last time. Starting point, ending first, just like the frame before. The graininess softens the entire scene, prompting urges to put on my coat and pass through that door. But I'm dying to stay. That restrain and eager sensation. Equal balance in and out, all inhibition shall deplete. Intake, ambiance, a tool for meditation. Pressing towards the clouds that with whom I am complete. Defeat the change that restrain and eager sensation. Equal balance in and out, all inhibition shall deplete. I'm trying to break this spider's cramp, massage my hand and daydream. Out the window, innuendo, watch the water find its path down the glass. It seems erratic direction, it's only
transformed and the pieces wouldn't fit, so the sore necks will cease. I searching to the sky to try to find some form of peace, and I keep pulling up blanks. Yet I'm wearing this mask for the sake of others. We all miss things, I suppose we must let go, but I'm not ready. Just let me sit in silence and soak in what's trailing down the window, to cleanse my emotions, to begin the process of preparing myself. In days ambiance, meditation, resting towards the clouds, my empathy, defeat the chains that restrain and resist. Equal balance in and out, all in volition, shout the in days ambiance, meditation, resting towards the clouds, my empathy, defeat the chains that restrain and resist. Equal balance in and out, all in volition, shout the I watch the drop join its friends and become one with the crowd, relating all too well, forcing me to sigh out loud, looking at clouds to envision the inside of my head. I'm turning leaves at this turning point, remembering what they said. As they drove off one by one, they left taking pieces of me until I felt empty inside. Already looking forward to that day when I'd be returning, and I hadn't even left yet. From then on I took the inside out approach. I'm granted lots of time to think when your new position is coach, and your team is sleeping the whole time. When it's 2:40 in the morning and you're in the middle of nowhere with the buzz of the AM radio, the only one that's there, you think a lot about life. It's where it all began for me, and the more I thought, the more I began to clearly see absolutely every aspect of my life in a new light. I figured out my Rubik's Cube. Well, I got it somewhat right, and things are coming together as I slowly come on.